Guys, so this video, I didn't know I was doing it till the day before. I usually have more notice than that, but my client Joe here sent me a picture of, what we're about to get into, and I saw it and I was like, nah, we have to do this like tomorrow. Like, we got to do this ASAP. So we went in and, the next day we did it. They hit me up Saturday, we did it on Sunday. So in order to achieve the look that we're going for, you have to take the top down, everything down very, very low. A 1.5 really open with the grain. And then I just do a little taper, a low taper on the back and the sides. And, keep everything else 1.5 open, very low, but, still a little bit of length to work with. So just going in and shaping up around the ears. I like to do my cuts first because we're doing color today. And when I go in and do color, sometimes it's just like it takes forever to get it out of the skin if I, have to fade it out. So I just like to get the cut done first and then go in and do the color. That's just my preference, though. You could do it however you please. So I draped them up to prepare them for color to protect their skin and their outfit. And then I mix up the lightener, which is a cream lightener ion sensitive care, sensitive scalp. And then I do 20 volume and I do 30 volume because 20 is going to lift it a couple levels, but 30 would have lifted it too much. So I like to do 25, just right in the middle. Works out for me like every time. So I am just applying it all over, starting in the front, and I hit it in different directions. So I'll kind of do it down and then go back and just hit the hair at different angles because at this length it's short. It might seem like it'll go over, but if you don't go over it a few times in different directions, when you rinse it out, you might see some spots that didn't cover. So I always hit it, with it and then against the grain. And then I'll just go in and work my brush in there with a circular motion just to really make sure that I get every little hair because it's close to the scalp. It's, it's a little bit different than coloring long hair. So we did it on the front and the sides. Now we're in the back and we're just following that same process. You're going to do it with the grain and then hit it against the grain as well just to make sure you got every little hair. And I didn't have any plastic caps. I forgot to get them at the hair store. I thought I had them, but a foil will do. It'll trap in the heat. And trapping in the heat will help it to lighten faster. So here we are rinsing out the color with cool water, and then I use shimmer lights to cancel out any warm tones in the hair. Next is the toner, T27 and T18, and I leave that on for about 10 minutes, but it's really you eye it till it gets to the desired color that you want, the desired shade. So I didn't want to say anything at the beginning because I wanted to surprise everybody, but we're doing flames. Joe sent me the picture the day before, and I was like, yo, let's do it. I need to put another video out, and I'm inspired. I got energy. Let's just go in and do the thing. So their partner, Erin, was there, and Erin was so sweet and, just wanted to help. So I was like, can you just, hold the picture in front of me so that way I could, see it as I'm going? So, yeah, they were, holding it just so that, as I was, painting the, the red, the orange, and the yellow on, just so I could, see it. It would be easier. So I'm freehand painting this, which is just, going in without any, any tools or anything to, help you achieve that look, just eyeing it. And I was nervous, especially, this part, because it's the top line, this sets the tone for everything. But so it's flames, you know what I mean? So it's flames kind of go any direction, any height. They can go low too, so it's you don't have to be super precise with it. I was just let me get the basic, outline of it in there, some high, some low, some wide, some thin, just really go in there and freehand it. I went over the line a couple of times, just to really make sure that like that all the hair is like in that area that I wanted to get covered, got covered. So there I am, just like defining it, going back in after I do the initial one, making some things like thicker. And like I added a dark red in like some like shadow areas just to give it a little bit more depth. So yeah, I kind of like put that in like random spots, like in like the low points and in some of the high points too, just anywhere I felt like, this will look good, just give it a little bit more depth here. So I liked that I did that just because I wanted to get it, as close and as realistic looking to a flame as I could. So that way, when you see them like walking, you're like, oh, okay, that's like a flame, like that's cool. So, of course, I had to go from red to orange, before I can get to the yellow, because we're just working our way down. It just made sense to me. So, yeah, that's why I went in and did it. I added orange, like, at the top of, like, all the flames. So, it's a red outline, and then it goes to orange. And, yeah, we just put it in, like, every flame. I put it some in the bottom, too, just to, like, be a little extra, add a little extra some in it. I really like that shade of orange too, and it's cool because at the end you'll see I kind of like brush the colors together, so it's like a really pretty kind of like ombre, like going down, and just so it's not like too much harsh lines. Like I always like when I do something like this, I kind of like comb it just so that it's a nice blend. So like I said earlier, I'm just using that same brush just to like paint everything in and blend it. And then I go in and we could do the yellow. This yellow, it was by another brand. I'll link all the color brands below so that way you guys can purchase it if you want to achieve this look or just do one of the individual colors. So yeah, I'm going in with neon yellow, and this is one of my favorite colors to do because you have to get the hair super, super light to get yellow, So it's always a challenge, and I'm always up for a challenge. I love to challenge myself because it keeps me motivated. It keeps me driven and inspired. And that's exactly, what we're doing. We're putting the yellow, and it's going to go over that blonde so nice because that blonde is already, like, really light. And it's, like, a nice, like, neutral shade, not too cool, not too warm. So, yeah, it's going to go over it beautifully. And we just fill in all the blank spaces on the bottom with the neon yellow. I was so happy when I got to this part because the red line, that was the most difficult. The orange, that's kind of like a little bit easier, but you don't want to do too much with it because you still want to save room for the last color, which is the yellow. So you just want to have a good balance of everything. Of course, the yellow will be like the main color. The orange was just a transition. So I'm going in with the comb here and just combing everything in a little bit more just to blend it together so it's like no line is, like too harsh. Just a nice seamless blend, as close to seamless, as we can get it, of course. And I do that all over the head. Yeah, this was the last part, so I felt so relieved. The yellow, of course, I felt like a weight is lifted off my shoulder, but then when I comb it in, I'm like, okay, cool. It's all coming together. And then I let it sit for like 30 minutes, I think. Yeah, just so that it would really like sit in there and, do its job. And then I figured while I'm waiting for the color to process, I would just clean up the hairline so that way it didn't sit in the skin too long and like stain it. So I use like a color remover in that little bottle. You can get it at any hair store. Now it's time to rinse. We are finally here. Feel amazing, feel great. Use cool water. And you just rinse it all out. Like, I used to overthink rinsing out multiple colors together, but the trick is cold water will be your best friend. And of course, I gotta do some more detail work at the end with the straight razor, get it nice and crispy on the hairline. And I went outdoors to get natural sunlight because I felt like that was the best lighting. Sunlight is always the best lighting, but yeah, I really love how it came together at the end. Joe wore red, you know, to match. We always color coordinate. Yeah, I loved it. I was obsessed with it, and Joe's having so much fun with it. Let me know what color you guys want to see next in the comments. Okay, see you in the next video.